Hi friends and welcome to e-learning session. I Harsha ma'am welcome you all in this program. For your kind information we have completed chapter 2 and in today's session we are going to discuss about the numericals of chapter 2. Okay? Which lesson is chapter 2? Chapter 2 this is science in which we are doing chapter 2, force and laws of motion. Today we are going to do the numericals of this particular lesson. We have completed this lesson, now the numerical session. In this numerical session, first as usual we will discuss the formulas. Do you remember all the formulas of chapter number 1? Now, if you have forgotten, I will revise it because the numericals that we are going to solve right of this lesson also includes chapter 1's formulas because these things are linked. Why? This is law of motion. So all the formulas of the motion are needed to be revised. Whichever one we will use particularly in this lesson, that I will note it down for you. So very quickly we will revise all the formulas. The formulas at glance. Which are the formulas that we have already used in chapter 1? We have used the basic formula A is equal to V minus U by T. V is equal to U plus AT. V square minus U square is equals to 2AS. S is equals to UT plus half AT square. Then specifically the one of the graph, that is for any graph, suppose it is velocity versus time, then slope will be acceleration and the displacement is equals to area under curve. This is what you have to remember from chapter 1. Now from chapter 2. From chapter 2, the very first it starts with momentum. P is equals to m into v. What is P? Momentum. That is equal to the product of mass and velocity. After that, force is equal to time rate of change in momentum. Force is equal to time rate of change in momentum. Next, force is also mass. That is mass into acceleration. So force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. After that, we have discussed about the Newton's third law of motion. That is force acting on any object is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So this is also a helpful one concept. Next, the law of conservation of momentum. That is initial momentum is equal to final momentum. Okay, so it's this m1u1 plus m2u2 is equals to m1v1 plus m2v2. Fine. Next, for rocket propulsion, mass of rocket into velocity of rocket is equal to mass of gas into velocity of gas. These are equal. Next, for the recoil velocity. What is the recoil velocity? Mass of gun into velocity of gun is equal to mass of bullet into the velocity of bullet. Okay? So these are the only formulas almost that we are going to use. These are the chapter 1 formulas, that is acceleration is change in velocity upon time, final minus initial upon time. The three basic equations of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at, v square minus u square is equals to 2as, s is equals to ut plus half at square, where s is the displacement, a is the acceleration, u is the initial velocity, v is the final velocity, and these are the basic equations. For the graph, if it's velocity versus time graph, then acceleration will be denoted by the slope. If it's displacement versus time graph, then the slope will give the velocity. And area under the curve, any curve it may be, then that will give the displacement. So that is again an important concept that you need to recall. Coming to the next equations, only this many for lesson number 2. That is first one, P. It stands for momentum, which is equal to the product of mass and velocity. Its SI unit is kilogram meter per second. Force is equal to time rate of change in momentum. Force is also equal to the product of mass and acceleration. Force acting on A by B is equal to force acting on B by A, but they are opposite in direction. This is again the concept that you need to put in your brain. Then comes the law of conservation of momentum. That is, initial momentum of the object is equal to the final momentum of the object. That was when we had derived the whole of the law, just in our last lecture, where we concluded with the lesson. So this was this. That is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. If m1 is the mass, m1 and m2 is the mass, u is the initial velocity of m1, u2 is the initial velocity of m2, v1 is the final velocity of m1, that is after collision, v2 is final velocity of m2, which is after collision. Then comes rocket propulsion, which is mass of rocket into velocity of rocket is equals to mass of gas, which are expelled out into the velocity of the gas. What is the recoil velocity of the gun? It is again mass of the gun into velocity of the gun is equals to mass of the bullet into velocity of the bullet. So this is all about all the formulas which we will be using, and you need to take a click of it, that means the screenshot of this, and if you are seeing it in the laptop, then the print screen, so that you don't make any kind of mistake. You have to copy, that is compulsory. Okay? Note it down, I am giving you 2 minutes time to note it, and after you note, we'll start with the numericals. Be quick. For kind information, in this particular lesson, the numericals are quite easier. So things will become easy for you. Be quick in noting the content. After that, we'll start the session. Be quick in noting. After this, we'll start the content.
Hello.
Do not forget all these formulas. I hope that you have noted the content. If not, then I'm out of the coverage. Just take the snap of it. So now we'll start. Wherever needed, I'll ask you to look it in your book and just think on which formula it's going to be used. Because it's simply like a puzzle. You have to solve the puzzle. And for your kind information, numericals of this particular lesson are quite easy as compared to the previous chapter. Okay? So, the very first question, the velocity versus time graph of a ball moving on a floor is as shown in figure. Find the force if the mass of the ball is 50 gram. Mass of the ball is 50 gram. Here is the graph. It's a velocity versus time graph. Okay? This is the question and we have to solve this numerical. The velocity versus time graph of the object that is moving on the floor is given. And you have to find the force of mass of the ball is 50 gram. If you want to find out the force, what is the formula for finding the force? The basic formula over here is force is equals to mass. That is, force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. We have mass of the ball as 50 gram. The mass is given to us 50 gram. That also needs to be converted into SI unit. Okay? Then what is given to us is this velocity versus time graph. Try to recall. What was the concept that I did right now? That slope of velocity versus time graph. What does it give? Acceleration. Check it out. So from this graph, we have to obtain the acceleration. Mass is given to us. Once we multiply, the job is over. Okay? So now I'm going to do what I said. There is a particular way to solve the numerical. And in that way only we'll solve it. What is that way now? First, write down the data. What is the given data? The mass is 50 gram. Convert it into kilogram. It is 50 upon 1000, which is 5 by 100 kilogram. Okay? From this graph, you have to find out acceleration. Now what is acceleration? That is the slope of velocity versus time graph. Okay. So what is the slope? Final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. Final velocity over here, what is the velocity becoming at t equal to 6 seconds? The velocity is becoming 0. Initial velocity, what is the initial velocity at 0? What is the velocity? It's 30. Time, you can see how much slot is given to you in seconds. How much slot? It is 6 seconds. So minus 30 by 6, you will get minus 5 meter per second square. Got it? Acceleration is equals to change in velocity upon time, which is equals to minus 5 meter per second square. Now next, force. You are having mass, you are having acceleration. To find out force is just a game for you now. What is the basic formula for force? It is mass into acceleration, right? What's mass now? It's 5 by 100. What is the acceleration? It's minus 5 meter per second square. What is 5 5 is 25, but with a negative sign upon 100. So the force is minus 0.25 Newton. This is how you get the force. That is, force is equal to minus 0.25 Newton. So I hope you got the content. This is chapter 1 concept, this is chapter 2 concept. They have mixed both the concepts and they have given the numerical. This is how generally the numericals are asked. And solely I asked you to pay more attention in chapter number 1. Just copy it quick. Be quick in noting it. Once you note it, we'll move for the second question. Today we'll do a little bit easy numericals. Quick and note it. Last 30 seconds you have with you for noting the content. After that, I'll start on with the next numerical. I hope that you have noted it. Now let's move for the next particular content. These are all level 1 numericals. Now the second question. A ball of mass 100 gram is moving with the velocity of is moving with the velocity of 10 meter per second and is stopped in 0.25 seconds. Ball of mass 100 gram is moving with the velocity of 10 meter per second. It is stopped by a boy in 0.25 second. Calculate the force applied to stop the ball. Now, what is the force that is needed to stop the ball? First of all, see and think what is given. There is a ball of mass 100 gram. So, we know that we are talking about a ball whose mass is 100 gram. Without thinking about anything else, convert it into kilogram. So, divide by 1000. What do you get? 1 upon 10 kilogram. Okay. It is moving with the velocity of 10 meter per second. So, its initial velocity is given to you as 10 meter per second. Now, see what is the next thing it is written. It is stopped. Now, when anything is stopped or anything comes to rest, okay, what does the velocity become? 0. Okay, whenever object is stationary or it comes to rest or it is stopped, you read this kind of words, at that time take the final velocity as 0. Object is at rest, take the velocity as 0. So here you have the final velocity as 0 meter per second. The time is given to us, that is 0.25 seconds. So t is 0.25 seconds. First, we need to find out the acceleration. What is acceleration? Change in velocity upon time, which is final minus initial upon time. What is the final? 0. Initial 10. Time is 0.25. That is minus 10 upon 0.25. Okay? So, whenever anything you are having, it's 0.25, it's 1 by 4 or minus 10 into 100 upon 25. That is minus 40 Newton. That is acceleration. Come to force. Acceleration, so meter per second square. Come to force. Force is mass into acceleration. What is mass given to us? 1 by 10. Acceleration minus 40. 0, 0 cancelled. So what is the force? Minus 4 Newton. Got it? How we got the force? Force is actually equal to the product of mass and acceleration. We have to find out the acceleration by chapter number 1 formula, that is acceleration is equal to the change in velocity per unit time. I hope the concept is clear. It's very easy one. Quickly note it, then we'll do the next sum. You have exactly 1 minute to note it. Then we'll move further. This is the easy numerical. And after that, the numerical that we are going to do is quite easy, more easy than this. You should be able to note it in 1 minute itself. Clear? Shall we move further? The third numerical. The third numerical is totally formula based. Things are given and you just have to put the values and multiply the content and you get the answer. So the third numerical, that is calculate the force required to produce an acceleration of 2.5 meter per second square on a body of mass 4 kilogram. This is very easy. I am not going to do it for you. You have to do it. I'll write just the answer, that is forces 10 Newton. Solve it right now. Quick, I'm giving you 2 minutes time. After that, I'll just say how you have to solve it. I'll not solve it for you, okay? Because this is very easy. And you don't need me to solve it. Quick, in 2 minutes, solve it fast. Orally you can do it. But you have to put the formula, put the value, then do it. Quick. Put the formula, put the values and send me the snap on my number 8460185461. Be quick, just now only. I hope you have done it. What is force is equal to product of mass and acceleration, that is mass is 4 kilogram, acceleration is 2.5. So 4 into 2.5 is 10 Newton. Fourth numerical. This is again what we have done today, somewhat like that. Let's see the question. Velocity versus time graph. Velocity versus time graph of an object having mass. I'll draw the graph over here. Having mass 50 gram is shown in figure. Study the graph. And answer the following. Okay, what needs to be answered is calculate the force acting on object in interval 0 to 3 seconds. This is the first one. And in the interval from 6 to 10 seconds. This is the graph. I'll draw it with a dark pen. This is 0. This point is 3, 6, this is 10, and this is 120. This is velocity versus time graph. Next, is there any interval where no force acts on object? Justify your answer. Okay. Now what happens whenever you are having very long questions in that, answers are very simple and very easy. So let's have a look at the question that is given over here. The velocity versus time graph for an object that is having mass 50 grams is shown in the figure. First thing is mass. So convert the mass into the one that is given in gram, convert it into kilograms. So 50 upon 1000, that is 5 by 100 kilogram. Next, calculate the force that is acting on the object in the interval 0 to 3 seconds. Every time remember that for finding out force, try to recall what had we done. Acceleration, okay, that is final minus the initial upon time taken. Over here, this is the rising graph. So what is the initial velocity over here? 0. Final is 120. What is the time taken? 3. Look over here. Final minus initial, 120 minus 0 upon 3. So for the interval, we are talking about the first question. For the interval 0 to 3 seconds, acceleration will be what? It will be final minus initial. So 120 minus 0 upon 3. That will be 120 by 3, which is 40 meter per second square. So what will be the force? In the very first question, what will be the force? Force is mass into acceleration. What is the mass? 5 by 100. What did we got as acceleration? 40. 0, 0 cut. 5 fours are 20. Upon 10, that comes to 2 Newton. So the answer for 0 to 3 seconds is what? 2 Newton. Next, 6 to 10 seconds, this interval. For second interval, what will be the acceleration? Final minus initial. What is the final velocity over here? At 10 seconds, the final velocity is becoming 0. So acceleration is 0 minus what is initial velocity? It's 120 because it is falling from 120. Time taken 6 to 10. So what is the slot of 4 seconds? It's minus 120 by 4, which is 4 3s are 12. So minus 30 meter per second square. Okay. Now what will be the force equal to? This mass into acceleration. What is the mass? 5 by 100 into minus 30. 0, 0 cancel. 5 3s are 15. Minus 50 by 10, that comes to minus 1.5 Newton. So for the first one, answer is 2 Newton. For the second one, the answer is minus 1.5 Newton. Note, this is the answer of the very first calculate. This one is left out. First note this one. This this much solution, 1, 2, 3. Then we'll move further with the next part of the question, that is, calculate the force. Is there any interval where no force is acting? We have to justify the answer also. Be quick, very quickly we'll complete with this particular numerical. You're having 2 minutes time to note it. Quickly note it so that we can do our content further. Be quick in noting. After you note, we'll move further. And do not forget, when you'll come, I'll check all these numericals. I hope that you have noted it. Next is this one. Is there any interval where no force is acting? When can we say that the force is not acting? We can say only that the force is not acting when the acceleration is 0. When is the acceleration 0? Because mass of the object can never be 0. Force is depending on just two things, mass and acceleration. Mass can never be 0. Okay. So what thing can be 0 is acceleration. If the acceleration is 0, then the force will be 0. If the acceleration is non-zero, then the force will be non-zero. Now when can you say that the acceleration is 0? When both initial as well as final velocities are zeros, are same. Okay. If the initial and final velocity is same, then acceleration, which is equal to the change in velocity per unit time, will be 0 because you'll have the same values. So when the object is moving with uniform velocity, you can say that the acceleration is 0, and that is this interval from 3 to 6. In this interval from 3 to 6, the object is moving with uniform velocity. It is constantly moving with same velocity. Velocity is same, so acceleration will be 0. Because the acceleration is 0, what will be the force equal to? 0. Got the concept? Okay, I'm dictating the answer of the second one. Kindly note it down. In the interval from 3 to 6 seconds, from 3 to 6 seconds, the acceleration is 0. The acceleration is 0 because the final and initial velocity of the object is same. Okay? I hope that you have understood the whole of the content and you have understood all the numericals that are done today. That's all for the day. So thank you very much for listening to me and have a good day all of you. Bye bye.